I'm Brianna.
And I'm Akira.
And you're watching
Dante's Boxing Nation.
That was good.
Will you just be staging events elsewhere in the world away from Riyadh season, or will you be doing it all year round?
No, in the future we are thinking to do something again in America, again in England, Mexico, Australia,
Wow.
China. We will try in Germany, but the special one and my dream, and I will try to deliver it in 25. Hope so. But there is a lot of things I need support in it, and I need to get clear um, to doing something big in Africa.
Oh, wow. So AJ has always said he'd love to fight in Nigeria.
I want one day to go back to Africa, in big country, and do something for all the people there, and to
Similar to
support.
what Muhammad Ali did?
No, that was similar to political things,
Yeah.
but what I am thinking, something to do to make the people happy there and support the countries there, and in the same time get attention of the youngest people there and the talent people there to like boxing and dream to be one day a great fight.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? Since Turki Allahshihk's biggest dream is to host a big fight in Africa, I believe he should host it in Burkina Faso. Right now, Ibrahim Traoré is not only the most famous president in Africa, but he's one of the most famous presidents in the world. You know, before this year, I had never even heard of Burkina Faso. Now I know damn near everything about this little country in Africa. And my dream is to go there someday. And it's all because of this man, Ibrahim Traoré. He has become my biggest hero. To be honest with you guys, outside of the interviews and the stories that my friends and fans send to me, I don't watch boxing videos. I'm talking about boxing commentary. Now, I do read boxing articles. I watch boxing fights all the time. I obviously keep up with all of the boxing news. And once again, it's you guys that send me all of the news, all of the clips, and I make videos reporting it. And that's why I really appreciate you guys. But when I'm not watching boxing fights or listening to interview clips, most of what I'm watching every day is news on Burkina Faso, news about Ibrahim Traoré. Every day I'm watching Burkina Faso videos and looking for new updates. Because what this man is doing is amazing. This man has survived over 18 assassination attempts in the last 2 years. He's been in power since 2022. And the reason they want to kill him so bad is because he defies neocolonialism. Instead of being a corrupt leader that's a puppet to the West and siphons all the money out of his country and puts it into his personal bank account, he's putting all that money into his own country for infrastructure, education, a stronger military, health insurance for everyone. Instead of looking for a handout from the West, Ibrahim Traoré remains independent. And once again, when I say independent, that means not relying on any help from the West. We know that Africa is known for their gold resources, but a lot of countries in Africa, they don't have their own gold factories, so they have to outsource. But Ibrahim Traoré, he launched his own gold factory. So now the gold in that country is going to go towards their economy. And that's the way it was always supposed to be, as opposed to all their gold resources going towards other countries in other continents like Europe, making their countries more wealthy. You know, one of the many things I love about Ibrahim Traoré is he values independent sovereignty, military sovereignty, which is the reason why he kicked the French colonizers and their military out of his country. And then other countries like Niger and Mali, they aligned with Burkina Faso, which are the Sahel states. All three of these African countries are on code, and they're trying to get the entire continent to be on code. And if they're all on code, they're going to make Africa one of the most powerful continents on the planet, just like they were when the African Egyptians were in power. I mean, just for example, when it comes to digital payments, Africa leads the world in mobile money adoption, showcasing the continent's progress in digital payments. There's growing recognition of the importance of digital infrastructure like instant payment systems to support a thriving digital economy. Ibrahim Traoré is the youngest president in the entire continent. Now, here's one of the reasons why I love this guy so much. With everything that Ibrahim Traoré is doing for Africa and black people in general, a black American general, Michael Langley, commander of the U.S. African Command, came out and attacked Ibrahim, accusing Burkina's president of misusing country's substantial gold reserves to protect his military regime, rather than benefiting the nation's citizens. This is what the American general said. Now, the first thing you guys have to understand, this is a general under Donald Trump's administration. So it's not that much of a surprise that he would say something in defiance of what Ibrahim Traoré is trying to accomplish. But it was what Ibrahim Traoré said in response of Michael Langley that made me love Ibrahim Traoré even more, because I didn't think that he would go there, at least not publicly. Ibrahim Traoré, he said, what hurts me the most, not the fact that he's a general, not the fact that he's American, but the fact that he is black. He said, that's what hurt me the most. The empathy that I feel when I hear that, it makes me think of the raccoons in the sport of boxing, the raccoons outside of the sport of boxing that completely go against the grain and makes things even harder for us when we are striving for progression.
As for us, we will go wherever we want, as long as the partnership can, in any case, be mutually beneficial for both parties. Regarding those remarks, as you mentioned, we protested through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. That was one thing, but I don't know what happened with that general. There is still a problem, and I would perhaps like him to admit his mistake if he was sent, and to understand that this was not the right mission. If he was misled, he should say so publicly, or otherwise admit before the Senate that he was mistaken. Or also, if it was done with bad intentions, well, we will confront him as we should, because everything he said is a lie. And it's really shameful to see an adult lie, to see an adult, a general officer of a great army lie. This is very serious. First of all, he talked about Burkina's gold being used for what? For us, to protect ourselves and all that. First, it's Burkina's gold, it's not his gold. That's the first thing. What business is it of his? It's none of his business. It's Burkina's gold. It doesn't concern him. Second thing, he's lying, because Burkina never had any gold reserves until we came. We were the ones who started setting aside gold in the treasury of Burkina Faso. Otherwise, there wasn't a single gram of gold reserves in Burkina. So that means he's a liar, again. And another thing, when he says that, we use it to protect ourselves and all that. We're free. If the people have decided that we should govern them, we have a duty to protect ourselves. So we are free. What business is it of his? And the part that hurt me the most, not because he's a general or because he's American or anything like that, but because he's black. And it really hurts to see a black man being used to fight against another black man. And this didn't start just now. It has to stop. You see, it's very dangerous. Even Libya, who destroyed Libya, once again they used a black man. In movies, back in the day, in America, black people always played the bad guy. We told ourselves, it's just in the movies. But why do black people have to keep playing the bad guy?
Unfortunately, we have so many General Michael Langleys in America that will do anything to suppress progression for black people in general. Because of Ibrahim's bravery, he is attempting to liberate Africa and once again make Africa one of the most powerful countries or continents in the world. And when I say powerful, I'm talking about making Africa one of the richest continents in the world. A lot of people don't know this, but when it comes to China, 50 years ago, China was one of the poorest continents or countries in the world. Guys, that's not that long ago. I mean, guys, we're talking about 1978. China was one of the poorest countries in the world. The real per capita GDP in China was only 1/40th of the US level and 1/10 of Brazil's level. Since then, China's real per capita GDP has grown at an average rate exceeding 8% per year. You fast forward to present day, and now China is one of the richest, most powerful countries in the world. This country went from rags to riches, and this is exactly what Ibrahim Traoré is trying to accomplish. The Burkina Faso story is the perfect analogy for what we deal with in the sport of boxing and in general as black people. Because you have one black man in an entire continent, Ibrahim Traoré, who was willing to defy white colonialism and white supremacy in the continent of Africa. And because of his bravery, he is contributing to rapid growth in Africa, which is inspiring other African presidents to come together and make Africa one of the most powerful continents in the world. He's 37 years old and he took power in 2022. And he's already done more for Africa than the great Nelson Mandela. I just want to give you guys a list of some of his accomplishments. Burkina Faso's GDP grew from approximately 18.8 billion to 22.1 billion since Traoré has been the president. Traoré has rejected loans from the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. He said Africa doesn't need World Bank, IMF, Europe, or America. He's telling the West, we don't need your help. We don't need your assistance to build Africa. We are going to do it on our own. All we're asking you guys to do is just leave us alone and stop trying to dictate what we do in this continent. Traoré, he reduced the salaries of ministers and parliamentarians by 30% and increased the salaries of civil servants by 50%. He paid off Burkina Faso's local debt. He established 2 tomato processing plants, the first ever in Burkina Faso. In 2023, he inaugurated a state-of-art gold mine to enhance local processing capabilities. He stopped the export of unrefined Burkina Faso gold to Europe. He built Burkina Faso's second cotton processing plant. The country only had one. He banned the wearing of British legal wigs and gowns in local courts and introduced traditional Burkina Faso attire. He prioritized agriculture by distributing over 400 tractors, 239 tillers, 710 motor pumps, and 714 motorbikes to boost production and support rural stakeholders. He expelled French troops from Burkina Faso. He also banned French media in Burkina Faso. His government is constructing new roads, widening existing ones, and upgrading gravel roads to paved surfaces. He is building a new airport, the Ouagadougou-Danson Airport, which is expected to be completed in 25, with a capacity to handle 1 million passengers annually. Once again, that is the Ouagadougou Airport. And right now, one of the many Burkina Faso projects underway is the new city being rebuilt, Traoré City.
We have some incredibly exciting news to share with you today. Burkina Faso is making history with the launch of its most ambitious urban development project yet, Traoré City. This groundbreaking initiative is set to redefine the country's urban landscape, bringing modernity, sustainability, and a brighter future for its citizens.
Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers. And this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Deki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to lodeki.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.